Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome onto Mr. C Images. And today edition of the show, it is something quite great, and we are so happy to have you back. And on the show today, we're having a lot of guests on the show today, and believe me, a lot of things we discuss about, and a lot of opportunities for you out there watching us at this moment. You know, it's a man named Machine Fame, man. We were almost signing out the show today because of certain technical issues, but we are back here today to give you the best and nothing but the best. As MrcMotivates, it's a program that helps that inform, educate, and to bridge the gap in our community, the diaspora, and the world at large. So that's why today we are here to give you the best and give you the best. So after this 1 minute countdown, we'll be back again to unravel certain things for you. Once again, stay cool and stay cool. Boom. Welcome back. And this is a moment for us to unravel certain things about the show to you. Today we'll be hosting three extraordinary and phenomenal people. We'll be having the CEO of is it Play Roma Cuisine, in the person of Bianca Mbeng. We'll be hosting a serial entrepreneur. We'll be hosting a scientist, Fabrice Abunde, who is a great man in the world of I won't say right now, but I will unravel it very soon. And for those who are joining us, please be rest assured that this is a full 1 hour program, and we are going to use strictly 1 hour for us to give you the best and nothing but the best. So we'll be going on another break, and after the musical interlude, and then we are going to have our guests on board the show today. So we'll be having our guests. So we'll be having our guests. Let us wait and hurry in the next 1 minute. Very much. And now at this moment, I will be having the first person on board the show. It's not us, but the CEO. I don't know. Is it the CEO of the Five Sisters Group? I cannot really, unravel and publish at this moment. So please, Madam Blanche, there, which you who you are.
Hello, come again.
Yes, let us know more about the
I did not get you clearly. I did not get you clearly. Yeah, I'm getting you now.
Yes, please. We should know more about the person we're talking with today.
Okay. You're talking with Blanche Bain.
Like, we should know who we're talking with today.
That's why I say you're talking with Blanche Bain.
And I said black. I said, oh, sorry, I said black, not Bianca. Oh, sorry. Forgive, forgive me. So, but I just want to know more about you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not getting you clearly. Come again.
I don't know, maybe the
Oh,
connection issue.
yeah. It's breaking.
All right. It's breaking. All right.
Yeah.
Just give us a minute. Let's rectify that and get back to you. All right. We are back on. Are we good on the connection at this moment?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I wish you to unravel to us who is Blanching Day.
Like, who is Blanche Bain? An entrepreneur and owner of Superstore and Five Sisters restaurant in London.
We get you right on.
Hello. You got me?
Yes. We get you right on. We get you right on. Connection issues. Again.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get you 5 on 5 right on. We'll get you 5 on 5 right on. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. Right on. Maybe the connection is at your own end. Are you getting me? I don't know what is going on at this moment because I can get you 5 on 5. We're clear at this area.
I think he's talking to somebody else behind.
All right. Just connect with her. I'm so going to come back with Blazing. I don't know what is going on at this moment. Is it the connection issues from my end or from our end? But we are going to make sure that everything gets into place very soon. And we're going to have the next person who is available online, Bianca Bank. I know she's available online, and let's have her on. Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
I'm happy having you today. Are you getting me
Yeah,
five on
I'm getting
five?
you 5 on 5.
All right, thank you very much. Now, I wish to ask, who is Bianca Mbeng?
Who is Bianca Mbeng? Okay, yeah, my name is Bianca Mbeng. I'm the owner of Pleroma Cuisine. I'm a mom. I have 2 kids. So that's Bianca Mbeng.
All right, I love that. I love that so well. I love that so well. Now, we wish to do, on the show today, we want to inspire other people with your story. We want to create awareness and we wish to see how we drive a positive media with our people out there. So I want to know something about. Bianca Meg. Um, what is Pleroma cuisine all about?
Oh, Paroma Cuisine, it's a fine dining restaurant coming up in Laurel, Maryland. We'll be doing a grand opening in the coming months. So it's a fine dining of intercontinental dishes. So after working in I worked in several presses. After working in Five Sisters for a very long time, I came up with my own idea. I went further to further my education on knowing about food, their origins, where they come from, how to pair them up with different things and come up with great dishes. So that's how I came up with the concept of Pleroma cuisine, intercontinental fine dining. So not only African cuisine is a mixture of taking African cuisine and giving it the Western touch.
All right. So Pleroma cuisine is not strictly African. It's a mixture of
It's yes, it's a
um,
mixture. Anybody in the walk of life, you can walk into Prima Cuisine and have something to eat. It's not only African food. You can walk into Prima Cuisine if you're Indian, you find something on the menu that you can eat. You can walk into African cuisine if you're Asian, you find something that you want to eat. So it's intercontinental.
okay. Thank you very much about that. And we'll definitely come back to you in the next minute. But I want to ask something. You've worked with Five Sisters. You're a Five Sister for quite a long time. Are you just sisters or working partners or partners in business?
Okay. We are five sisters. The name Five Sisters just came because we are five of us. We are five sisters. But actually, okay, I was just working there and managing there because I think it was kind of a hobby for me. Cooking was kind of a hobby. I did not choose decide to like fully make it uh my permanent something I would do regularly on daily basis, like what I do with Peruma Cuisine now. So I was a worker at Five Sisters Restaurant.
Okay. We'll definitely come back to you. Let me see if our commission permits us to bring in the other guests on the show today. We're battling with connections on her end. Right. Blankenberg, are we good at this moment?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm here.
Okay. We're good at this moment. So now, it's something peculiar about these two people.
Yeah.
Glasses. That's good. So now over to you, Blanchard. I mean, I believe our listeners, our viewers, sorry, I think had the opportunity to know more about you. Who is Blanchard?
Blanche Bang is an entrepreneur, like I told you earlier, and owner of Superstore and part owner of Five Sisters, CEO of Five Sisters. Five Sisters restaurant in Laurel.
Okay, Blanchard is an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
owner of Five Sisters. So now, all right, Five Stars running Laurel Superfood and other things. So,
Superstore International Foods.
where did the inspiration all came from? Because it's all in the if I can realize it's all in the food domain, the food industry. Because
Um
a store is all about food. Five
yeah,
star
yeah.
restaurant food.
Firstly, how it started is that I used to visit the US. I used to do business in Cameroon, like buying cars from the US and selling back in Cameroon. So when I visited, I think Bianca and my mom, they used to do with my sisters, they used to do what we normally call a sikui at home. I'm like they used to grill fish, and then they had a lot of customers. So I was talking with my mom, and I'm like, okay, this thing looks like it's not legal. Why don't we do something legal? Why don't we try to get a place and get the business legal. That's how the motivation came from looking for a public business and opening Five Sisters. And Bianca and my mom now was like, okay, we'll start searching for a place. That's where it came from. But normally I and my mom, we used to load containers from the US and go back to Cameroon to sell. So when I came here, I was like, okay, we can do that. And in the food domain, like, it's always good to expand. Like, in a year, we realized that Five Sisters used to buy, like, we had a certain store where just in the year, at the startup year, just fish, goat meat, African food, Aero, all of that. We're doing like 150K, 200K. So in my mind, I was like, okay, why can't I open a stall, something that would cater to the restaurant? So it was in the same domain, like towards Five Sisters. And we're like off the bed. If you're buying from another business, just about 200K a year. So why not open something that would supply Five Sisters and then supply the public? Because then Five Sisters was in Laurel and it was a bit difficult. Sometimes we have to drive to Red Apple. You go there, maybe you don't get fresh Aero. Sometimes you go to an African shop, it's out. So that was the main motivation of Superstore. It was actually Five Sisters. And then we usually have this thing like we have to process the meat, the goat meat. Maybe you're going to another store to pick it up, it's not yet ready and all that. So I was just like, okay, this is Laurel. A lot of Africans are moving to Laurel. So why not process or get your own store that can serve Five Sisters and then serve the Laurel community at large? That was how Superstore was born after Five Sisters.
All right. So the inception, it came from Five Sisters restaurant. Then from there we have Superstore.
Yes, from there we had Superstore. Five Sisters restaurant was 2015, right, Bianca? 2014 we got the lease and we finally opened it in 2015, and Superstore was January 2018.
January 2018.
Yeah.
All right. For my books, if I can realize, it shows that what in pidgin, or use pidgin English because I understand it quite well. It shows that Superstore na five star thinking na it born am.
Yes, Superstore is born from Five Sisters. Like, actually,
Yeah,
trying the lease.
and Superstore has been in existence since January 2018. That's about 4 years in business.
Yeah.
4 years in business, and boom, that's great.
About
And
5 years. 5 years. No,
sorry, 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah, no, January 2018.
Yes.
Like 2018, 19. Yes, 5 years in business. 5 years
Yeah.
in business. So I believe creators are going to celebrate 5 years anniversary of Superstore.
Not really, not really. We're gonna do 10.
All right. Before we get back to you and get back to Bianca, to Bianca, I wish to have our next guest to introduce himself for us. I don't know if he's available. Mr. Fabrice Abunde. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Fabrice.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good to have you here and good to be on board.
All right. Mr. Fabrice, happy having you on the show today. And I want to know who is Fabrice Abunde.
Okay. Fabrice Abunde is an entrepreneur and a researcher. So I try to combine aspects of research and business and entrepreneurship. So I try to combine aspects of research
I think it's quite good. Yeah, I think it's quite good. I'm getting echoes on your part.
If you people are sitting in the same room, Fabrice, if you are sitting in the same room, there'll be echoes.
There's echo. I can get echo a little bit. So is it like we'll move apart a little bit and get it quite good?
I think if probably I don't know if Blanche is using
It's
two
clear
devices.
now. Yeah,
Is
it's
it
clear
okay?
now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. So, who is Fabrice Abundis?
Okay, Fabrice Abunde is a researcher and an entrepreneur. So I'm very passionate about aspects that lie at the intersection between business and entrepreneurship, as well as research.
Okay. So, Fabrice Abundis is a researcher and an entrepreneur. Pick up from there. It shows that you somebody. I mean, and I think it's doctor, right? Doctor Fabrice Abundis.
Yeah. I hold a doctorate degree in energy and process systems engineering, and then I also have a master's degree in food and bioprocess engineering, and then I hold that was from I also hold another master's degree in industrial chemistry and environments. So
All right, that's awesome and great. All right, we have known our three guests of today, and we'll definitely be back in the next 2 minutes for us to unravel a lot of good things about this career. Believe
okay,
me, we don't wish to miss this second part of it because they're going to tell us the struggles, the high times, the low times, and what are the future plans they have for us. Just hang around for the next 2 minutes, they will be back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for being on board with us today. All right, now I'm going to go straight to um, Bianca. So now we are having Plurima Cuisine, and it will be launching. It will be opening its door very soon. When is the date precisely?
Uh, in December, first week of December. So when the date is out,
The
I'll
second of September.
first week of December.
All right, first week of December. All right. First of December, Perma Kitchen will be opening her doors to the public of Laurel. And out of the two of you, it's a little bit personal, but I wish to our viewers. I believe, and I know they want to know certain things. The two of you have been working together quite a long time, and you left. You went for
Can I talk now? Hello?
yes.
Yes, to you. Let me get that clarification clear. Not really just the two of us. Like, we have always worked together with my mom. I have a junior sister, Harriet. We have Zana. Maybe you don't see them often, and we are just sisters. You understand? Bianca has always worked with us and everything. Like as she told you earlier, like working in Five Sisters, but she has always had her all the stuff and she learned a lot. So it was high time. Five Sisters is owned by Blanche and my mom. So Bianca has her own family, and then she was like, it's high time I do my own business. Bianca has always worked, you understand? So it's not like she was working with us together. She was working at Five Sisters. She was the manager of Five Sisters.
Okay, okay. Walking, okay, I get it quite well. That's
Yeah.
100%. And as you can see at
It's,
this moment, the relationship
it's
has
just
been
like you work today, like we have Chef Favor, like Magic Finger. He worked with Five Sisters for quite some time, but today he has Magic Finger. So it's same thing like Bianca. Like Bianca was working in Five Sisters and why actually doing her own thing. Remember, she had the Five Sisters boutique, which during the COVID she decided to close it down and then she switched now to Pleroma, since she's always loved cooking. Even when you came to Five Sisters, you noticed that she was always at the forefront. But we had Harriet, she's now a therapist. She was always behind Five Sisters, my mom and all that, not just Bianca.
okay. So it's a good, it's a team, it's a team, it's a family,
Yeah.
it's a family, it's a movement. I mean, which shows that there's a whole lot of unity and togetherness and link. So now, before I get back to Blanche, I'm gonna ask Bianca something very important at this moment. Um, what are the prospects of Pleroma Cuisine after the opening, first of December? What are the things you have in stock, or is it private?
Okay, I have a lot of things in stock, but that within the coming months and the coming days will be unraveling gradually. But I have a very big prospect because you can see in our African community, we don't really have a, a fine upscale restaurant. You know, our African community, we so much believe in sequels. So I'm trying to also take us that mentality out of us that you can have a place that is cozy, upscale, that you can see, have a dinner date with your friends, your work colleagues. You can have office meetings. Just the atmosphere that is nice for that particular kind of event.
Okay, thank you very much. And now let me go now to Blanche Lady B
Yeah.
as open for Lady B, right?
Yeah.
Um, it has been some time now. I went to the old location of Superstore.
Yeah.
It shows that Superstore is moving to another location. And why the movement? Is that the
Oh,
store has grown, or why the movement?
okay. In 2018, like the US has a lot of public data. When I had this inception to open Superstore, since I wanted it to cater for Five Sisters and we lived in Laurel, I looked for leases all around, but my mind was stuck to Laurel. Like I don't want to have a shop in Laurel and a restaurant in Laurel and the shop is somewhere in Upper Marlboro. It will not serve the purpose of what I wanted. So I looked for places. Then the old location of Superstore had a restaurant in it, but it was up for lease. Then after it went back, like no longer up. Like there's a way you can track properties in the US. So later on in 2018, my relator came to me again and like, okay, this location is up for lease. But the landlord is a bit shaky. Since it's a private owned property, it's not like a mall. He's always wanting to sell it. So I told my relator on like, okay, we can talk to him. So I met this landlord and I showed him Five Sisters numbers. I showed him what we buy out from other stores and everything. He looked a bit difficult, like a difficult landlord, but I tried to convince him. Since I've so badly needed a place around Laurel, and then he decided now to put it up for lease, right? But each time Yeah, he put up the property now for lease. Then I developed it and I got superstore in it. Right. So each time this landlord is always like, Blanche, I want to sell. I want to sell. So I had a meeting with him and my realtors, and he was like, my realtors got to me behind. I'm like, okay, this place is way above market value. They sold a Pizza Hut by me, maybe like 400,000 less than. So Blanche, it's not business wise for you to put in your money in this building, right? And you know, the US is going into a recession and commercial properties, there are a lot available for rent. And this is way above market value. And then one thing the landlord said is like, okay, I don't even want a financing from a bank. I want cash. So I was like, who wants to put in cash in the building that you don't even know like the value is going to drop? So doing business in an atmosphere where you're always bothered about the landlord going to sell or not. I went into big let me just say wholesale. I import a lot of containers from Cameroon. And then what if you go and then you develop the place and you have a very big cold room there? And the next minute the landlord is saying he wants to sell, right? And then he wants a cash payment. So after 5 years, yeah, I realized that it's better for me to move out from that location and have a longer lease with a more stable landlord, maybe a 20 years lease, and so that I can invest more in the location. And I'm sure that, okay, I'm going to run this for 20 years without having to bother if the landlord has to sell or not. So that's where my motivation came from, like not sleeping and like, okay, he has to put this building on sale, or he has not to put it and something, because it was first of all on sale before I ever convinced him to put it on rent. So I don't do business with emotions. I work on the numbers. Like if it has to be profitable, you can go into the old location and you invest maybe 200,000 building a cold room, and then the next minute the landlord is asking you he wants to sell at a cash price of maybe 1.3 million. So you don't have an option to buy it. So when he notices that you're doing well or something, he can come. He can come with any strategy. He can pull any stunt on you and like, okay. But you notice with the shopping centers, like where the new location of Superstore is, I have a 10-year lease, 10-year renewable. And he kind of assures you like, it takes time for the landlord. You're not talking about the new Superstore location. Yeah, it takes time for the landlord to put a shopping center on sale, and then you get into this agreement. So you know now that if you're investing so much money into that location and you know, no, this can take you for 20 years. There was a time that I think Superstore needed a bigger call room, and my manager was like, no, Blanche, we cannot get it because this property might go on sale. So you cannot really exploit the business. I think that was my main reason of changing the location from where Superstore was. And one more thing I'll have to add is like, normally, like just moving your shop, getting a new lease, getting into a new location is more costly than maintaining even any old location. You understand? Like just the new location, the rent is maybe more than the old location, investing, building all the cold freezers. So if a business person takes that decision, that's what I want to tell my clients. It's always about the numbers. I don't want to invest where I have to move it tomorrow, where I'll have a new landlord. What if another person buys off the property and then decides to resell, or decides later on that I'm not renewing your lease and you have already invested some money in it? Like doing a grocery shop is quite capital intensive. So you have to be sure. Just building a cold room can take you $60,000. So you don't want to do it in somebody's premises and tomorrow the person is like, I have to sell. That keeps the business owner off. So I was just like, okay, it's high time I quit this location, let him put it for sale, and then I get to a new location where I have to develop it, invest whatever I can invest in it, get into an agreement with the landlord, sign a longer lease term, and bring out something better and something that will last longer. Hello.
Us know why Five Sister is no more in the old location and now they're in a new location. That's quite expensive. Before I ask you the next question, I should bring on Bianca again. Let me bring her on mute for 1 minute while I come back to you for another question. So now, Bianca, thank you for having us. I mean, it's a pleasure having you. So, um, I know it's a little bit personal. It's personal, but it's something that will motivate somebody out there. You know, that's why we have this show, Mr. C Motivate. We wish to motivate somebody out there to do something different. I heard about it. Some people out there know about it. Why motivated you to stop what you were doing? You know, you stop something they were doing. You know, it's at times people say like, no, 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 you know, to stop. I mean,
What
to
was
stop what
I
you're doing
doing? You have to tell me
and
what I was doing
on
first.
the shop and
Because I
why
was doing a lot
you
of
change your
things.
lifestyle because they knew you are that bougie person, that lavish person, but you stop all those and you cut into the kitchen. It's something to write about. So let us know a little bit about it.
Okay. You did not come out quiet. What was I doing? That I left. Okay, I was living a bougie, lousy lifestyle. Okay. Like some people know, I had a lot of friends that were scammers. And I used to work with a lot of them. Like they say, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Birds of the same feathers flock together. There's no way you can work with somebody and their attitude or your attitude don't rub off. It must rub off. So I used to work with a group of friends like that, and the, down the line I started doing what they did. So I was able to afford all the luxury lifestyle, live the bougie lifestyle, but it was, let me say, it was destroying me. So I came to a point where, when you hit a wall, you cannot move in front and you cannot move, you're stuck. There's no way out. And I got to a point where, let me say, the FBI's were knocking at my doors, asking questions on the kind of things I did, the lifestyle I was living. So at that point, I had the boutique. So other people always think that I shut down the boutique mainly because of money, or it was not bringing me money or all of that. No, that was not one of the reasons why I shut down the boutique. The main reason was that at that point I was so depressed. There was a time before that I tried to commit suicide. So at that point, my depression had relapsed. So I was so depressed, I could not control it anymore. I needed to step back, reassess myself, see what I want to do, change my lifestyle, or keep going down that path and end up in jail. So it was a tough decision for me to make. After putting all that money I had into that business and then folding it up was a very tough decision. But I had to take care of my health first. And I always tell people that at a certain point in your life, when you want to get to your next level, God always sends the right people. Just trust on God. When you are broken, I always tell people that God comes when you are broken, when you have gone to the point where there's nobody on earth that could help you. You have gotten to that wall, that you have gotten to your last. But when I say I got to my last bus stop, my bank accounts were frozen. There was nothing I could do that was working. My social security was frozen. Literally, I was in a fix. I could not leave the country. I could not transfer money anywhere. The cash I had was useless. So I got to a fix. The only place was to look on God. And then God gives you that peace, that assurance. That's your best friend. I had all kinds of friends where everybody disappeared once they noticed that the FBI were asking questions. Everybody left. So from 2008, from 2000, close to the shop, I think 2019, I had to go back to school. Decided I there were some great people around me, some great people that encouraged me, that stood by me. I decided to go back to school since I was good at cooking. I was like, you cannot just be a cook. Just cook. Everybody knows that you cook good food, but what makes you stand out? What makes you different? That you can walk into any office, because I have contracts that I have contracts from companies that were like, show me your track record in the industry. I cannot just tell people that, okay, I was a manager of Five Sisters, and then now I can stand somewhere and say, okay, I have a certificate in this, in restaurant management and hotel management. I have a license in catering. I have all of this. I can show you now my track record. That I can stand somewhere and say, okay, from just being a cook, I'm a chef, a licensed chef. I went to school, studied to get there. So that was a turning point in my life. When I got to that wall, the depression was too much. I started having back the thoughts of, like, life is not worth living. Let me earn it. So I had to take a step back to reassess, clear my head, and then think of a way forward. And during that moment, I had great people. God sent great people into my life that uplifted me, that were there to pray with me, to become the person, the woman that I am today. So people watching out there, I will tell you that hard work, patience, and dedication pays. Anything that starts up very big, very flashy, has a very short lifespan. Everything that starts up with hard work, starts up small, has a potential of going big. So now that I'm working and I'm earning the money that I'm earning, I'm so happy and so confident. I don't look over my shoulders. I don't look who will come next. I sleep in my house with confidence. I don't work and sleep in hotels. Be looking at the windows, who is chasing after you. No. I walk now with confidence. And throughout the years, working with those people, after working with them for this number of years, close to 6-7 years, cleared my name, release back my bank accounts, release back my social security. I was like, let me start something legit. Let me open a business, something legit, something that my hard work has earned. And I'm telling you, I earned this because I know the kind of hard work, the work I put in, I earned it. So that's it. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. You're muted.
Sorry, sorry, that's the machine that we use all the time. There's something I learned today from you, is the fact that you can always give yourself a second chance. That's the one. And I'm sorry to say, but I'll say this live. We have a lot of Cameroonians dying today too. But those, change is constant, and that's one thing that we need to understand. And something picked me up quite well. Your love for God.
I'm telling you that there's nothing that you can do in this world that will succeed.
God is a chance. I mean, like,
you can do that will succeed if you don't put God first. God is always first of everything, above all. God is first. I always tell people, I did not believe that before. But once I put God first in everything, He will direct you. He makes the path clear. You will see it clearly. It will come clearly. He will show you your purpose clearly. Once you put Him first, He will show you your purpose clearly. Remember, everything is made by God. Silver and gold belongs to God. So if you put your trust, everything in God, I'm telling you.
All right, thank you very, very much. I'm coming back to you. Trust me, we have two of this show. We can be visiting our kitchen pretty soon for us to do something. I'm coming up part two. Part two, I'm coming. Just part two is coming up, and let me get Blanche back on the line for something. Let me like Bianca to, and I get Blanche back on the line. All right. very important story. And now there's something that I found on the internet. You know, the internet never lies. The internet always record things. You know, I'm somebody who goes around talking about things somebody needs to bring up. And it's more like connected to five. No. I'm connected to Blanche Ben. I will say I saw a video by one of our African brothers talking about I don't know, Blanche Ben did something with his goods, or Blanche Ben. I couldn't understand. I couldn't remember it quite well. But now I have you on the show. I wish you to help the viewers because the message went out there that goods were not delivered that were paid for. They paid money for goods. They did things, but you didn't comply your own part. Can we know more about that?
Yeah, I love that question. Sometimes, like when you get a lot of things on the media, I'm having an echo behind something.
Right
All
on.
right, it's okay now. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is like, okay, when you get, it's easier for anybody. I can get up today and then I just write something. I say, okay, Siri, give me this amount of money. Some people are so good with the media and they have studied the media so well that they know how to lie to the media and okay, anybody believes it. And then at times you cannot fight everybody on the media. You understand? Like you just see things going on the media, this and this and this, and then it's so difficult for you to come up and you're like this. But if anybody, I'm so open. After this, I'll give you my number. Anybody can contact me with any information they want to get clarity on that. Firstly, it's nobody's goods. If goods belong to you, actually, they will not be lying at superstore. Means there was some kind of agreement that some other person did not reach at, and that happens. I want to give clarity on this. If you import goods into the US, right?
Yeah.
Like a whole container of goods, they can go to any location you want. Nobody's whether it's in which name or what, and you have a prepared location. I just did a container few days ago from Loyalty Market in Ohio, and it went all of the way to Ohio, and it was offloaded there. So what happened is like a lot of young guys out there, they look at your business document and they want to prey on you, right? And they're like, okay, I can use this lady maybe to make money or maybe to get into a certain business. And then you see they come to you. What happened is like this said person, Bless came to me. I think you know Bless. Bless is like a brother to us, and he's so close to me, like extremely close to me. So the person I knew was Bless, and one day Bless walked into Five Sisters with this guy. Then honestly, I did not know him. I'm not really on social media like that. And Bless was like, oh, this is my friend. He's into National Telegraph. He does magazines. And I was like, they first of all came that they want to market Five Sisters and Superstore. I'm like, no, I already have somebody marketing Superstore, which is DJ Eric. Then he was like, he wants to produce this magazine. I should pay $10,000 for a page. I said, no. Bless gave 2,500 for advance. Like, no, Bless, I want you to market Superstore. Like, I said, Bless, I don't want to. Don't pay things I don't want. Five Sisters is okay. I don't need marketing. Then later, this guy came that I want to partnership with you at Five Sisters. I said, no. I own Five Sisters with my mom. And I don't need partners. Over the years, I've never had partners. After some time again, he came that he wants to go into the food. Bless told me that he really admires what I'm doing, the food business. He wants to go into the food business. I told for his mom, like he wants to open a business for his mom. I told Bless that it looks like this, but it's quite challenging. You need to set up a lot and everything. Bless was like, no, I have you. When the things come here, you're going to help me. Then he met Eric and like, okay, let's do this together. Like, let's try to get a food container from Cameroon. And that was how it came about. Bless came and met me. We spoke about it. I told Bless, okay, well, anytime you're ready, I'll give you Fabrice contact. That's Abunde Foods in Cameroon. They are the one in charge of handling my containers so that they can get you 1 year. And I'll help you. I will show you distributors and I will show you how to go about it. He was like, okay. Then later on, Eric came to me and like, he has decided to go ahead. Then he brought a check. I called Bless. I'm like, your friend came to me and he's like, he has decided to go ahead. Bless told me that, yes, you can go ahead with him. I still have some difficulties. I'm trying to sort out my group home and everything. Then I contacted Fabrice Abunde immediately and I put him in connection with Eric. I was like, okay, this is the guy that does everything. They own Abunde Foods and then they will ship to you in the US. It was like, okay, that was it. He paid that deposit. So he was talking with Fabrice back and forth about packaging. Fabrice does branding, packaging, everything. Then I was out of the picture. You understand? He went back and forth with Fabrice and something. So one evening I had a meeting with him and Bless. I told him like containers are quite complex. I have everything on text message. You have to get yourself a storage and everything. So when these goods come here, you'll be able to store it. He was like, no, I'll get a storage. Oh, I have an office here. Oh, I can offload at my house. Oh, I can offload.
I lost connection a little bit. I lost volume a little bit.
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, I lost connection a little bit.
Okay, are you back now?
Your volume went up.
Okay, you get me now? Yeah. Are you getting me now?
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Hello? You getting me now? Yeah, so I was like, you need to get all of this together because once a container gets here, it's going to be a problem. Then he had just paid that advance to Fabrice. Fabrice and Abunde Foods, they did not even know who was like Fabrice lives in Cameroon. I connected this person to them. They do a lot of containers and packaging, so they'll hardly know. I just bring. So Fabrice was so helpful throughout the process. You see, the dimple stickers and everything was created in Cameroon by Abunde Foods. Everything from scratch, the designs and everything was created by Abunde Foods. So when Fabrice was done, there was a stage that I noticed that I kept going back and forth with this guy and he was not getting anything. So I told Fabrice that I'm out of this. This looks like a tough case when the container was still in Cameroon. Then we have gone back and forth until I was not even talking to him. He was blocked on my phone. So he went back and forth with Fabrice. So when Fabrice was done with everything, loaded the container, he contacted this guy. Give me your address and where your shop is located in the US. That lie that they say that I'm in Amazonia, so I could not import in the US, is coming through from Abunde Food to you. Nobody is restricted from importing a container. It can go to your location. So Fabrice Abunde was like, give me your address so we can ship directly to you. In the US, this guy was like, oh God, can you contact Blanche to help me with this? Fabrice was like, where's your paperwork? That is when Fabrice called me again, Abunde Food, and was like, talk with this container. And we're already paying charge dish demo rates for almost 2 million. This guy is not sending us any location to ship. Please, can you come in and help? Let's ship to your address, that's Superstore, so that he can pick up his goods from there. So I told Fabrice that, okay, since you're already incurring this demo rate, if you don't ship this container, this guy looks so problematic. Tomorrow you'll be that you did not ship, so I will send you my address. Fabrice now shipped it to Superstore. A container takes like 1 month to arrive in the US. Even with the COVID, it took longer. It could take like 1 month, 45 days. I have text messages. I was on this guy, get your stuff together, get everything together. He was evasive. First of all, I think it was a plan. The whole thing was planned out. You get into a business. Maybe I come today to start snapping. I don't know how to go about it, and I want to pray on you. I want to pray on your clientele. You understand? That was exactly. After the container had shipped, I was in the port coming to the US. He had not even paid Abunde's food balance. I was on this guy that you need to pay the balance of this container and everything. He went to my shop in Laura. I still have the receipt and the date when the container, and then he swiped the cards for the balance of the container. The only thing this guy ever did was to pay Abunde Foods for the goods. Storage, clearing, everything in the US was never paid. I told him, I don't work for you. I have my own, I have restaurants. I'm barely in Superstore. I had a manager there. You have to put somebody together to communicate with the clearing agents, get your stuff out of the port and market for you. He told me that his wife is in charge of all of that. I have all of that on messages. I can give you all of them after the live show. And I told you
let me break here. Let me break here. I want to ask something.
yeah.
I want to be very clear on this. I don't want to be I don't want to be on this. Which shows that the said person Eric has paid Abundant Food. He's not owing Abundant Food any money, right?
He was not owing Abunde Food any money.
Okay, that's great. So now he is owing the clearing money and storage
No,
money.
let me explain to you. When he came here, I was not to be part of it. The only thing was Abunde Foods like shipping directly to him, right? So since he did not have a location, anything prepared, Abunde Food, when a container is standing down, you pay demurrage. Abunde Food had been paying demurrage. So that he had never even paid that demurrage or something. So that's where I came now into the picture. They told me that, okay, Blanche, you have to receive this container because we have stranded. We have asked for this guy's address and where to ship this container to, and he's not showing up. There is nothing about Ambazonia or not able to import a container. It's a lie. Abunde Food can ship to any address in the US. They don't link you to an address because all of the container comes to the port in New York. So it can ship to any address. I can ship to Cyril, maybe to 1555, to any address. So it has nothing to do with you being in Amazonia and not being able to import a container. It's Abunde Food producing the container in Cameroon. So that was just a farce. So I even have guys that into the food business. I will call them by name, Randy. He contacted Randy and he said he has a container coming. Randy told him that I have a place where you can offload this container. He stayed back because he wanted to use Superstore or use Blanche and the market. So when he came now to Superstore, get it clearly, he said one thing that the ship, the truck was open. I have videos. I don't like Kevin, my brother that manages Superstore. They were calling this guy. You say you don't know your container is coming, a container that has left Cameroon 1 month ago. Until I had to call Bless and I was like, Bless, can you give me this guy's wife's number so that I can contact her that their container is here? Bless now contacted the wife and like, there is a container at Superstore. We need one person there. Then all of my brothers and the workers were like, this is not our container. This guy has not paid for storage, paid for workers, paid for everything. So what is the container doing here? I told them that no, they should handle it. She'll come and take care of it. I think if you've dealt with truckers in the US, when they get the container out of a port and they stand it in front of your shop, the pressure they put on you is out of this world. First of all, that truck crossing Superstore, no customer could buy. That is, I lose sales for all of that day. And this guy came down, he was out of town or somewhere. He cannot come to attend to his container. Then I have 5 sisters. I'm running 5 sisters. I have to go and attend to. I was just like, okay, enough of this bullshit. Firstly, I understand that the guy was so ignorant about the whole business because He made one statement that the stationnement the custom is charging him was fraudulent. Any document you have from the custom in this country is public. You just need to take the container number and you know how much that container pays to the customs. It's very public information. So to sit and say an adult, first of all, tells you that this document is fraudulent, you already know where he is at mentally. So it was a difficult case to even deal with. The declarant, I said, okay, get on an email, communicate with the clearing agent. You get everything. Those are public companies in the US. They can give you how much you pay. He said something that they used to pay 600. Firstly, containers don't have any standard. If you're into a container, your container can come today at this terminal and it has a different payment you make to the customs. It depends on the terminal your container lodges at, the time the container gets to the US. So it's a lot of ignorance. Like, so before getting into doing what somebody is doing, you have to go and do your research and know what you're getting into before you say, okay, I want to ship goods from the US. I don't know how people get their money, but when they do that, they just look at, oh, who is doing well in the US? Oh, who is doing well? Let me just go and lean on this girl and try to do what she is doing. And then the next minute, when it does not work out the way they plan, they try to blackmail you. So when that container came to the US, after they cleared it, it was first of all headache. I had to personally pay the clearing agent because this guy did not even understand. If the declarant says today that the stationement he does not understand demurrage, he understands nothing. So it was very tough. So when it came to Superstore, firstly, the guy offloaded the container, everything was lined there, frozen. The first day I have all of the videos. After putting so much pressure, they came and picked up the dry things. It's so difficult to store frozen things. His workers there begged me and like, this is our Cameroon brother. We cannot allow these things to get bad. Please help us and keep it in your store. We have rented one place at Pennsylvania and then we'll pick it up tomorrow and go with it there. The next day, I have all of messages. The shop was open. Kevin, we called them back and forth. Since they were trying to find space to put in those goods and they were not prepared, they were not picking. The wife would say, oh, we're still uploading what we just picked up. Oh, I told them that I have to, it was towards Thanksgiving. I have to use my shop space. You are not paying me for storage, all this handling, all of this. It's inconveniencing me. I called even his friends. Come and pick up your stuff from my shop. Since they were dangling with storage, they did not know what to do. He was going back and forth, back and forth. And this guy was so rude. He would send me a message on like, Blanche, I want to come and do it. In my shop, a shop I owned, you have not paid storage. You don't pay for my workers. You did not even pay them to handle the container. So one day they called me.
All right. I'll pause a little bit. My goal is for us to have 1 hour of important discussion. We are both our usual time by 4 minutes, but I will add 6 minutes on it. I want to bring on Fabrice Abunde, and I want to put I think we'll have part 2 of this discussion. There will be part 2, so that I want to talk with some clear proofs and evidence. So is Fabrice around and Bianca? I'll bring the 2 of them again on board. But let me ask one thing before we go for Fabrice. All right, Fabrice is coming on board. Fabrice Abunde Foods. All right. Then we have Bianca on board. Okay. Before Blanche comes back on board, I want to ask something about Fabrice. Abunde Food.
Yeah.
Are you guys in Cameroon or in the US?
We are based in Cameroon.
And what are the prospects of having something like Abunde Foods in the US, or is it a vision like that, Abunde Foods in the US?
Yeah, actually, we export to various clients in the US, and our main partner is Superstore International Foods. So we are working on a warehouse where we can also since our core business model is B2B, business to business. We don't do retail, we do wholesale. So for us, it's just exporting the containers and having our warehouses in the US where we can do the distribution.
All right, very good question. abundant food deals with food. So now, how do you work with the grassland farmers? In Cameroon, we have a whole lot of grassland farmers. For example, let me take my village Batibo, puts a whole lot of yellow yam, palm oil, and some other things. So is there a network that you people work in partnership with the grassroots farmers to say you can also empower them, or you have plantation that just do your stuff on your own and you export it to diaspora?
No, actually, the core model was to empower the local farmers, because when I realized that the local farmers out there, they don't have access to the international market, and when they sell their goods to local middlemen there, it's not encouraging for the farmers, and that's why you see a lot of farmers are not really profitable back home. So the goal of Abundant Foods was not only to solve a problem that we identified in the US, in the Western world, but also to provide a more profitable market to these farmers. So we have a network of farmers that we work with. So it's not, and the goal is that they also get a win-win situation. So we coordinate them. Sometimes we nurture them. Sometimes we give them advice on how they can better do their farms, so that they can supply us the goods and we export at a higher rate, way higher rate than what they would normally get back home.
All right. One of the goals of Mr. C Motivates is to see how we empower the community. And I don't know how to play. Let me say they call me the town crier. I wish to ask Abundant Food, can I be a partner to you guys so I can pass information to other mothers in the grassroots? I mean, other local farmers, so they have an advantage to send their goods, or have an advantage to have Abundant Food move to them to have their goods being bought and exported. Because trust me, where I come from, with what is going on in Cameroon, I look to take myself away from it. What is going on in our country, a lot of grassroots farmers are going through pain. I see it, I know them, and most of them, that sort of living was that. I mean, I know it's difficult for you guys to go right down to where I came from, Batibo, and it's a little bit difficult. You guys go there, but I wish to ask if I can work as a liaison, because believe me, these mothers need you. I cannot have you on board, and I know mothers are out there that will benefit from you. I mean, if it means like gathering these young girls, single mothers, I work with single mothers. To carry single mothers, they can do bitter leaf. Good one, better one, dry and fine. I will work with partnership with Abundant Food for exportation. I mean, believe me, there's a whole lot of things that they can do. I don't know. I mean, and this is a public crime because you cannot come on live and I see black plum. Then I must fight my people.
Yeah, actually, we have a network of over like close to 100 different farmers in different domains that we actually work with, from cassava-based products, because that goes to Gari, Miondo, Bobolo. We have Egusi, and we have a network of farmers. And one thing is that we are always open to better deals, and a strong focus with us is not just the profits, but also the social uplift of the Cameroon economy.
Okay, now let us talk very quick before I get a very pertinent question with you. What is the CSR policy of Abundant Foods?
Sorry?
What is the CSR policy of Abundant Foods?
No, I think we can talk about that more in private.
Let me get to Blanche now. But I wish to know. No, we need to. My goal is always to see how we get the community involved. All right. Before I let go of Blanche, Bianca. I'm sorry. It's BB. That BB should not confuse me. Before I let go of you and get back to, oh God. Okay, he left. I'll come back to Bless pretty soon. Bless, I'm sorry if I'll come back to you in the next few minutes. I want to ask you this before we go. I mean, Blanche said it. People knew you as five sisters. So what was the experience of five sisters, and how you feeling with Dorima now?
Can you repeat it again?
Right, I'm asking that people knew you as five sisters. They knew you as five sisters. Yeah, they're like, okay, maybe you're like the face, the manager knows as the face of it. So now, you're the manager, and what was the experience so far, and how are you feeling not being part of it and being Perima Kitchen on its own?
Yeah, people knew me as the face of Five Sisters because, you know, we are five sisters actually, and let me say, most my sisters are reserved. They can be walking, but they are the back front, and I'm the outgoing person. The people, I call it the people person. So that was why I was the face of Five Sisters, because I was always in front, talking to people, knowing different things. I would say that having Pleroma now, I'm thankful for Five Sisters because that was a stepping stone. Let me say, opening Pleroma now, the mistakes I used to make are Five Sisters. I don't think I'll make those mistakes again. So Five Sisters paved the way for me to be able to open Peroma Cuisine. And a lot of people know, even you can testify, we have great service, quality product. We take our customers, our pride is our customers. We don't joke with our customers. Even if you're spending but a dollar means everything to us. So we don't joke with our customers. So Five Sisters was a stepping stone. It made me to value my customers now more than ever. So I'm thankful for Five Sisters, and I always remain grateful. And I'm happy to start this new business venture. Like I said, there is no success story without a history. All of this history pushed me to becoming this person that I am today. And I'm so happy because when I look back at my past, I only want to keep pushing on to the future. And I only want to do what is right, what is legal. I will never go back to what I used to do before. Even if you kill me, even if you come and tell me that you have $1 million on me somewhere. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
All right, now, okay, now let me get back to what you said something very important, and a lot of people have inboxed me like, Siri, we're impressed, Siri, do something a little personal would help. All right, now, you said it was 7 years that you had to work to see how you are, to see how you became back a citizen of America. Let me say so. You know, how to regain your trust with the nation. You know, how was that 7 years like? In 1 minute, how was that 7 years like? And what do you go through? Let
That's
that
why
all
I'm
let
telling you that it was so painful. That's why I said I was depressed. But if it's just I didn't want to call names. I had some great people around me that held my hands. I had a lot of mentors. I had my spiritual head. I had my friend Pastor. He was always there beside me. That's why I'm telling you that God comes to you when you are broken at your lowest. That's where you see everything clear. I think that happened for me to see the greater purpose. My purpose in life was this. So that was just preparing me, going through all of that, working at Five Sisters, opening a business that failed. I did a lot of businesses that failed. All of that was preparing me for becoming the owner of Peroma Cuisine. All of that lessons that I've learned, that track record, I've felt so much, I've read so much, educated myself. He only paved the way for becoming this strong, hardworking. I will never stop working. I will work harder and harder every day to actualize my dream. And I will always put God first.
let me say something very, very important to those who are listening and those who are going to watch us after this. There's still time for you to change. You can change now,
I'm telling
and
you,
you can change now and do something legit and real. It's it would be quite a bad thing to see one of our brothers and sisters go down the drain. I mean, somebody saw it, somebody went through it, and she understood. She has understood what life is all about, and she's putting everything positively well to have the best. And she's having the best now. Believe me, she's having the best and living the best and living a free life. I mean, I can imagine what they went through. No easy, oh. No easy, America. You know, easy. My speech is not easy. And let me say this one before I let you go and have yes,
like I have
yes.
one last thing to just one thing to tell the viewers, and I will stop there. The money that you work, your sweat, the way you will enjoy your sweat, with peace, you'll be better than the sweat of other people. And like I always tell people, you can never build wealth on other people's pain, on other people's sweat. It will last for a long, for a short, for it will last for a short time and it will crumble. But any wealth you build on your sweat, your hard work, your patience, your dedication will go far. So there's still time. A lot of us out there, we have talent. We have things that we can motivate us to becoming the people that we are instead of using illegal means, fast track schemes, all of those things to become rich. You are not rich. It will catch up with you. The web will catch up with you at some point in time. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. You take my lessons and correct yourself.
There's something I'll pick up from this last statement. You may think that you are victorious, but know for sure. All right, and to those who can listen quite well, listen and take that step. And I mean, genuine money final is sweet. So now, one last thing I want to ask you, 30 seconds, please. I'm sorry, 30 seconds. We're having you again. We'll pay the pleasure visit with you, and I'll unravel that pretty soon. But one last one I want to ask you at this moment, Bianca May. What are you doing? You know, this is just me. It's just me. It's personal to me. And to move up with, what are you doing to empower the community back home?
Now, what am I doing to empower the community back home?
To empower the community back home, back in Cameroon, the community they life.
Okay,
I mean,
I started doing this speaking, but I've been so busy, and I think down the coming months I'll go back to it. I make short videos telling people, advising them, like what you do, motivate them, take people's stories and tell them, and then learn lessons. Like back home, if I had the opportunity to go back there, maybe someday I'll go back there, give back to my roots. But all I can do now is make them learn from my experience. All that glitters is not gold. To every success, there is a story. Don't admire other people where they are in life. You don't know what they did or what they went through to get there. Just any little thing that you're doing, just keep putting in the work. Hard work pays. Put in the work and be patient. Money doesn't grow on trees. Wealth doesn't come in a day. Bill Gates was not rich in a day. Steve Jobs was not rich in a day. Jeff Bezos was not rich in a day. The owner of Facebook was not rich in a day. Monks was not rich in a day. All of these people work hard. They work hard and to get to where they are. So I will tell every young girl back home, if you're doing hairdressing, if you're doing hairdressing, or if you're planting plantain, if you have a small restaurant, you have a call box that you're doing, just keep putting in the hard work. One day it will actualize. One day it will get you to where you're supposed to be. Don't be fooled by all of this Instagram you're seeing, all of these girls wearing all of these flashy lives. You don't know the source of your income.
all right. Thank you very, very much. We'll get back to you in the days ahead, and it's a whole lot we will unravel. Yeah, a whole bunch of inspiration, and I believe young people out there will get inspired, and young and old. And please keep advising your friends, and advise your friends also. I know you know some of them that's doing it. Definitely advise them on how. Let them learn. Thank you very much. And let me have Fabrice Abunde and Blanche on the show. Two of them have to be on the board for us to unravel this one. We'll have the next 5 minutes. We'll join the curtains for today. And I believe I'll visit the school again for us to finish this, because my goal is to see how we in the diaspora are peaceful. This quiet world and be powerful. The first thing I want to ask is I was talking with Blanche some minutes ago. We spoke about you being involved in the issue. And in 1 minute or 2 minutes, we got just about 5 minutes left. Can you tell us the whole saga that has been going on with Abunda Food, Superstore, and Dimple? I don't know, the whole saga going around these three companies.
Okay. The main thing I can say is that you see, some people just see Dimples like many other people today that want to go into business. They see things from the surface and they just feel that things are so easy. It's just like Bitcoin. People will feel that there's money in Bitcoin and then they jump inside so fast and then things turn out that way. So I just feel that Dimple just probably came across Superstore, International Foods, and felt that they were doing well, and then just wanted to go into the business without understanding the ins and out. He felt that the whole thing was just to bring in a container into the US. We did our part. We actually sent the container. But as I always say in my page, a business does not fail because of lack of product, but because of lack of distribution, sales, and marketing. He couldn't do that. He couldn't handle that. So with that frustration, what happens? He wants to now fall back on Superstore and actually prey on it. And I also feel that there were other reasons. That's from my own personal observations. There were other reasons. You know, Blanche is a successful entrepreneur and she's a beautiful lady. So a lot of men will come for business and have secondary aims. I strongly, because I've experienced this a lot, I strongly feel that Dimple also has secondary aims, and when things couldn't work out the way they were, and then it turned out to be that way, because I remember I saw some screenshots from Blanche how like Dimple was trying to harass her sexually. So when these things couldn't work out, what happens? He would definitely want to turn and
There's something interesting at this moment. There's something interesting at this moment, but there's something I want to talk. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but this is how we do on the show to make it a little bit light. You saw some screenshot out of one or two things, and on this point to say that Blanche is a beautiful lady. The other person is a great man, and this question is not personal, but to ask something. If I wish to have the two of you on a live show, let's talk about it. Is that possible?
Yeah.
who are you?
Zimpo and Superstore.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I had a was on social media and I want us to really talk about this and now let's because my goal is if possible we can have I mean to cut this short and let's go ahead and live peacefully. Now, Dimples owing Superstore storage fee.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me come. I'm Superstore, right? So Fabrice
yes.
clearing everything, and to be honest, Dimple still has goods he left at Superstore. You understand? After the saga and everything. And one thing I want to say is like he decided to use blackmail. He brought in PWD, he brought in the president of PWD, and then when he calls you to talk, he tries to record something, he edits it, and then he brings it online to blackmail you. I'm not scared of the media. You can go on and on and on, but the truth is there. And there was one document going around about Superstore in court. Superstore has never been to court. I've never been to court. This you can just go and make a report. And when the state attorney sees that there are no evidence to back up your case, they throw it out. They throw it out of the courthouse. Because if you go and make a report that this girl has your goods or stole your goods, you have to bring evidence to back it up. So when my lawyer like, okay, bring evidence to support your case, and you go and tell a state attorney that your things are in Superstore, your storage, that is my shop, and has been broken and stolen, and you're telling a state attorney a lie, I have all of the paperwork, and he's like, bring documents to support your case, they trash it out. So if you have anything, if you Superstore Abunde Food supplies you goods, and when the president of Francis Abunde Food came in to resolve it, he used it to take them and use it like blackmail. They're like, okay, if Blanche has not supplied your goods, you can talk to her. So I noticed that there was a lot of other grievances, as Fabrice would say, rather than a business deal.
Okay. We are against time. We have just 1 or 2 minutes to wrap up everything. Let me go straight forward right now, this moment. So, let me say two, three things. Dimple's goods are being sold as per.
Hello? Put it up. You're muted. I'm not getting you. Hello?
Hello, Siri, we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you, Siri. Try to unmute again. Let's see. Try to mute and unmute.
Unmute yourself and mute it, Mr. C.
And I was trying to get your last question. You were saying Dimple's food stuff are being sold at Superstore. Point of correction. Any item that gets into Superstore, you go to Superstore on our Clover, you have Nina, you have KUB. Fabrice produces those stickers. We have an agreement with you. We have a packet list that we supply. There are a lot of samples of all companies we have worked with. We have their items. We have loyalty market. So if Fabrice produces a sticker that dimples egusi, and you have to collect maybe 40 packets of egusi from us, and then one carton is remaining, it does not make it Dimple's product. I have Nina on my shelves. I have KUB. I produce for loyalty market. I have everything on my shelf. So I cannot walk today into Super Best and I see Abunde food on the shelf and then I say it's my product. So that's one clarification that you have to know. Dimple's products are not being sold at Superstore. If you see a product with a sticker on Dimple of it, it does not make it his product. We produce all of that. He printed out a receipt from Superstore writing Dimples. Who input a name into the system? We put those names into your Clover system. So it is vague to say that Dimple's products are being sold at Superstore. All right,
No,
Siri, I think we can
Mr.
end
C, I think
here.
we can end here since your volume has refused to come.
Yeah, then we can do that again some other time. All right, Cyril.
Okay, Siri, I'm off.
You both wait. He's typing in the chat what he wants to ask you. Maybe he might ask you in the chat. So Blanche, just hold on. I'll ask you his last question.
Okay. I have to drop silent. Where your trousers?
Just hold on. He's typing the last question that he wanted to send to you, and then I'll
ask
ask
one
the question, and that will be the last question.
Yeah.
So he said again, are you
Yeah,
ready?
I'm so ready. I'm so
okay.
ready to have Eric on any show with me. And since all these things happening, he goes on the media. He has never called me. I have him blocked on my phone, and he has me blocked. I'm so ready to have Eric on a show with me. Very
and are
ready.
you ready to give him the evidence that you have against Eric, for him the evidence, so that he can compile all of the evidence for the viewers to know what is going on because they have been hearing from one side. Now he wants them to know everything from both sides.
I'm ready to give any evidence. Anybody, I told you, post my number. Any question you people want, any evidence, any history, anything, I'm ready to give that.
Okay, that's it. That was the questions for you. So he said, hold on, one more question, then we close the show.
Yeah. I don't know, like, the irony is what Dimples have to do to solve this. Let him come to the table. If you do a business, right? Be truthful about it. He knows everything he picked up from the container from Superstore. There is a packing list from Abunde Foods. Let him come to the table. He pays Superstore what he owes them for storage, handling, and everything. And the other ways wise, and his either the remainder of his goods, if he wants them in monetary form or the goods, either way, Superstore is ready. But if he's trying to use blackmail, lies telling, we only keep fighting. So I'm ready to solve it. Ah, the workers are there, everybody who stored the stuff, everything. We have a packing list that was agreed on with Abunde Foods and was shipped to the US. He has all what he has picked up from Superstore, or everything was recorded, is with my lawyer. So let him come to the table and be truthful and be like, okay, this is what I picked up. This is what was left at Superstore. Oh, Superstore, this is what you did to handle my container clearing and everything. The documents are there, the customs are there, and everything will be cleared out. I do containers every day and in business, and you don't want to get away with anybody's stuff. So if he's truthful, he should come to the table. I'm ready to come to the table anytime. But with truth, not lies, not trying to manipulate, not say, oh, they took my this and so there, oh, this, it does not help in any way. You come to the table, Abunde Food has a packing list. Okay, come and even tell Fabrice that this is what you ship from me, and this is what I received from Superstore, and this is what is left. So Abunde Foods will be like, okay, I'll solve it this way. And you cannot use Superstore. You know, going about in the US, just renting a cold room and everything, you know how much it costs. Or even get workers to get it in and out of the cold room. So we come to the table and we agree on all of that.
Okay, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And we really appreciate you for listening to us. And again, I want to let you know that you stay tuned and just keep your ears to the ground. We'll be announcing the launching of Pleroma Cuisine. It is the high time for us to have a luxury, high class place where we can go to with our friends, our colleagues, and have a peaceful and great service, great food. That's all I will tell you. Great service, great food. Just stay tuned. We'll have more coming up. And thank you guys so very much for having us here today, Mr. C. I really appreciate you for having us here today. And remember, we love you so much, but God loves you best. Bye.